The summer cruises on, and even though that massive sale is now in the rear view mirror, look ahead. We got more eShop awesomeness coming your way with 20 new fantastic games on sale. Nintendo and I have got you covered. So make sure to smash that like button if you enjoy getting your Switch games for cheap. Nintendo needs to bring more of that first party action into the fray. I loved seeing like Mario Tennis Aces and Mario Party on sale. Today we got some really good ones, so let us know in the comments down below which games you are planning to pick up, and if you have any recommendations for friends, that's really helpful as well. First off, we're going to Amazon, and as always, our Amazon links are in the description down below. If you choose to pick up a game through the link, it does help SwitchForce out a little bit, which is pretty darn cool. I love this first game. We loved it this week on SwitchForce. Just posted our video on how does it run, our little review of Burnout Paradise Remastered, which launch week is $42.88, 14% off at Amazon, which is really, really nice. This game runs really well and offers a fantastic alternative to the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Crash Team Racing kart racing style of game on Switch. This one far more realistic, although still with a lot of pizzazz, all those crashes, and that beautiful city that somehow still holds up to this day. I mean, they did fantastic work on Burnout Paradise. I wish Electronic Arts would give us another game in this style. In the meantime, though, enjoy the Switch version because it does look good. You can check out our video if you want to see more. Now, Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition is down to $29.83. That's 40% off. If you want to grab the two original Baldur's Gate games in their enhanced forms, this can give you a nice cartridge with a very split box art. These aren't my favorite games, but I know a lot of people do love the Baldur's Gate series. I remember playing Baldur's Gate a little bit when I was younger, but I don't have tons of memories. I'm excited to see what Baldur's Gate 3 ends up being later this year, but in the meantime, you can get the Switch double pack. Last up on Amazon before we head to the eShop of values, it's Risk of Rain 2 plus Risk of Rain 1 for $18.39. That puts it at 37% off. A pretty cool box, a very cool game, and a nice chance to grab something indie and awesome in cartridge form. I know a lot of people like those super rare joints and sort of the companies that put out the indie games in their box form. They're hard to get, but I've started to see some more of them pop up on like Amazon and Best Buy. It's pretty freaking neat. All right, so those are three good picks in the physical space. On the eShop, though, we got Super Crush KO. I feel like this game has been slept on terribly. It's $9.99, 33% off till June 25th. It's one of the best. This is from the people that did Gem, Graceful Explosion Machine, which you know I loved back at launch on Switch. I think Vertex Pop is a phenomenal developer. They work with an excellent color palette. It's vibrant pastel, and they put you in charge of this girl who's working through a city infested by alien robots trying to save her cat. The gameplay is oh so crispy, the combo system is ridiculously addictive, and the boss battles are superb. You owe it to yourself to play this game. One of my favorite indies this year, and it's better than Gem. Fury Unleashed is $14.99. That puts it at 25% off till July 9th. Maybe you haven't heard of this game. It kind of looks like it'd be crappy, but it actually isn't. There is a demo if you want to verify my claim, but it is a combo-driven roguelite platformer shooter. It's like Contra if it was a roguelite, and it has comic book aesthetic, which can be a bit off-putting, and I will say that the controls are a slight bit floaty. Like, you can tell this game did not have a big budget. But the shooting is really good, the combo system is good, and the different upgrades and unlocks are really nice. The enemies are cool, and the way that you fly between the different rooms and panels, the comic book and the stages, it's really good. Like, I definitely give this my recommendation. It's not like a top-tier game, but since you can get it for 25% off, it's definitely worth a look, or at least the demo. I think it's something unique and interesting that came out recently on Switch. When did it drop? May 8th, yeah, so very, very recently. I like it. NIDHOGG 2 is a crazy game. For $5.99, that's 60% off till July the 8th, and it's a game with a worm, man. You got to do whatever you can to survive. If you haven't played NIDHOGG 1 or 2, it is a two-player, get to the end of the screen, multiple screens, get to the end of the stage, battle fest, where you keep respawning and trying to defend your side of the stage. You can use swords and bow and arrows. You got to stab, shoot, slice, and try to dice up your opponent and get through and run to the end. And then they keep respawning, defending, respawning, and defending. It's really cool. There's a bunch of different arenas. Really insane artwork. I personally like the artwork of NIDHOGG 1 more, but the gameplay variety is better in NIDHOGG 2. There's also a single player, and you can play online, which is really nifty. It's just a quirky game. It's one of those fun ones, get in, get out for like a 5-10 minute session, in the same vein as like how I love Towerfall and I love speedrunners. So $5.99, a nice price at 60% off. I love board games. Maybe you don't know this about me, but I'm obsessed. I have like so many at my house and at my mom's house. They don't all fit at my house. I love the strategy board games. Catan is one of the first strategy board games I played that got me into these bigger and I would say more rewarding games, things like Trajan and Gloomhaven and Raja of the Ganges and Quacks of Quedlinburg and the games I've been playing lately. But Catan is one of the OG favorites. It's accessible for everyone. It's currently $9.99, 50% off on the eShop until June 29th. I'll say July 29th. June 29th. And it's 4 players, and it does have online play, which is pretty darn neat. You're going to be trading and working your way through the island of Catan, trying to settle and collect sheep. It's a really cool board game. I'm sure you guys have seen this or heard about it at Target. Enough said. Carcassonne is even an earlier strategy board game that I played, probably the first that I played. It's also $10. That's 50% off till June 29th. Tile lane, form roads, make farms, put down your little meeples and get ready to go. This one also has local multiplayer, but it doesn't have online. It does have some expansions included, and it's a really nice game. I like the digital presentation here. Obviously, the real board game is probably better, but it's going to be more expensive, and if you are on the go, this is a nice way to take some of these board games with you wherever you are. Pandemic is a cooperative title that, oh my goodness, fits the era so well. It's also $10, 50% off. This is one of the favorite co-op board games of the last decade or so. You can play it solo. You can play a couch co-op. There is no online, so please know that. There are DLC expansions that you can grab for free. You're trying to basically work together to prevent the spread of a pandemic. Oh my goodness, this is like the game that everyone needs to be playing right now. But it's a really nice time of role management, utilizing your special powers, fast traveling around the map, making sure that your limited actions are well spent. Like, strategy board games are video games with pens and papers and pieces and people, and I really love them so much. I would prefer to put them in the like I said, the physical space, but it's kind of cool to have them all on your Switch, or like if you have like a Switch Lite or something. I don't know. I think that might be a really nifty way, especially in the summer. Like if you're, stuck in the house, you want to just like pull out your Switch, grab a couple board games. They also have stuff like, Battleship and Clue and Uno, but I wanted to focus on the ones that I personally like, which would be Catan, Carcassonne, and Pandemic. All right, Saints Row 4 re-elected brings a little third-party heat to your Switch for $26.79. That puts it at 33% off till June the 26th. This is Saints Row 4 redone on Switch. It came out this year. It is GTA with no inhibitions, and it's not my favorite, but I know a lot of people love the insane weapons, the wild world, and it's a pretty good port on Switch, which is nifty. And there's a lot of interesting landmarks. As you can see, it takes place in DC. Robots, aliens, oh my, and a lot of shenanigans. So if that's your cup of tea, it's a pretty good sale. The lowest price it's ever been digitally, especially since it just came out a couple months ago. Saints Row the Third, the full package, is also on sale. That one at 50% off, down to $20 till June 26th. Some people like 3 better. Some people like 4 better. So you just kind of get to decide which one you want, the newest one or your favorite. This one does have co-op if you want. It has online play. I think Saints Row 4, yeah, they both have online play, which is really nifty. But both games seem pretty big discounts for their best price ever. Among the Sleep Enhanced Edition is $7.49. That puts it at a whopping 70% off till July 1st. You ever want to be a baby? You're a toddler. This game made waves when it released on PC a few years ago. It was a big YouTube hit, and now you can try to navigate this very spooky world as a defenseless baby trying to find your mom. It's not ultra creepy, but it definitely has those spooky vibes, a few jump scares, and really pretty graphics. I liked this game back when I played it on PC. I haven't played the Switch port. I'm assuming it handles it pretty well because it's not that crazy of a title. But a 70% discount is pretty nice. $25 seems like a lot in this day and age for this game. $7.49 though, way better. Valfaris is $13.74. I've been meaning to buy Valfaris. This is where I got to do it. That puts it at 45% off till July 1st. It is a Metroidvania side-scrolling shooter with a metal vibe. And it looks really cool. The weapons are very interesting. It's got really cool, nice graphics. They're almost like smudged pixels is what I'm going to describe them as. But it's got like a really like raw, hardcore aesthetic, cool weapons. And I've been meaning to get it. It got a lot of good marks and reviews. I just never played it. It is a mature-rated side-scrolling shoot 'em up, and looks pretty darn neat. So let's grab. Gardens Between is $6.19. That puts it at 70% off till July 7th. It is a single-player, story-driven adventure about time, memory, and friendship. It's got a really beautiful look, some really interesting environments, and you are stuck in this mysterious realm, and you got to do what you can to get out. With some puzzles and different garden islands to explore. Now, it's got a very chill vibe, and it's like a pretty simplistic game. Like I said, light puzzle solving, but it's more the aesthetic and just like the, I guess, the evocative spirit of the title that will impress you. And I think at $6, it is a pretty worthwhile time. Gabe and I both liked this when it initially dropped back in 2018. 20XX is about to get 30XX souped up and stylized, but right now you can get the original game for $8.99. That puts it at 50% off till July the 2nd. It is a roguelite Mega Man game. It has co-op. You can play local or online, and there are random levels with over 100 power-ups. So it's a pretty crazy smorgasbord of Mega Man-style levels. They are upgrading it with 30XX, which I'm very excited for. I think that game looks even better, but this one is cheaper. It's out now and gets you in on a pretty good concept and pretty good idea. Very, very nice. And I like the roguelite element of Mega Man. It'd be interesting to see if Mega Man 12 would adopt some of those things. I don't think Capcom ever would, but it would be neat. Blossom Tales: The Sleeping King is a fan favorite Zelda alike. It's a top-down title for $7.49, down from $15. That puts it at 50% off till June 25th. There is a demo, but it's really good. It's like a 15-hour game that reminds you of like Link to the Past. It's got all the same little twists and tweaks. You even got like boomerang, bow and arrow, bombs, dungeons, coins, and bosses, and a little story. It's very swell and sweet. And if you are missing out on like some of the older Zelda games, one day maybe they'll bring like the Oracle titles to Switch. That would be a really good remaster to have like Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons. In the meantime, there's Link's Awakening and there's Blossom Tales. I really like this one a lot. Cosmic Star Heroine is on our cheap sale of the week, $1.99. That puts it at 87% off till July 3rd. This is a RPG, but sci-fi, so it does have a bit of a different vibe than what we're typically seeing on Switch. It's got really nice artwork. It was a fan favorite on PC back when it released years ago. It came out on Switch a couple of years ago. You have to recruit characters to your spaceship and try to survive. This was a Kickstarter game that I think took a long time to come out, but now you can grab it on Switch. It's by Zeboyd Games. I know Gabe enjoyed it. I don't really love RPGs of this style, but you might, and it's $1.99, so kind of a nice flyer. Saturday Morning RPG might be more my style. It's also $1.99. That puts it at 80% off till July 3rd. And it is inspired by 80s cartoons and pop culture, which I think is pretty nifty and pretty interesting. The graphics are, I think, less interesting, but it does have, turn-based combat. It is an RPG. You're going to be leveling up, collecting items, and doing your best to survive 5 episodes of Saturday morning cartoon-inspired action. Letter Quest Remastered is $2.99, another cheap title, 75% off till July 1st. I like this game on my phone. I definitely wouldn't pay $12 on Switch for it, but since it's $2.99, it's like a great mix of battling light RPG with word-making madness. I like games of this style. If you think of like titles like Puzzle Quest that took sort of like Simple Match 3 and added RPG elements, this one takes word games and adds RPG elements, over 40 stages, and it's pretty darn cool. Like I said, I remember enjoying it on my phone, and at $2.99, like that's a fine price to pay on the Switch. That's basically what I paid on my phone. Last title of the day is CATTAILS. You have a cat? You ever dream of being a cat? You ever want to know what a cat does? You ever want to be a cat? $7.49. 50% off. You can now be a cat. It's a cat RPG. Yo, I may not be the biggest fan of JRPGs. Sometimes they get boring, but who can be bored by the life of a cat? You can get married, have a litter of kittens, befriend real humans. Goodness gracious, hunt for mice, squirrels, rabbits, open world, digging through caves, fighting in battles, seasonal festivals. It's like, kind of like a... Oh my gosh, what's that game I'm blanking? It's like Animal Crossing. Everyone loves it. You guys know what it's called. Stardew Valley, but with cats. There's probably less harvesting and, making of crops, but there is litter building and treasure hunting and kitten raising. You can romance up to 16 cats. Well, maybe one of them. I don't think you can have 16 cat wives or cat husbands, but you can pick from 16 cats. Pretty nifty, kind of a fun game. I thought it was interesting to throw in there. I haven't played it, but it looks quite magical. My picks for the week are going to be Burnout Paradise Remastered. Getting that 14% discount on launch day is pretty darn sweet. I also like Risk of Rain 2 from Amazon. Super Crush KO is a must buy at $10. You will not regret it, I promise you. Nidhogg 2 is nifty at $6. The board games are fun if that's your cup of tea, but I know it's not for everyone. So I'm also going to say that I like both Valfaris at $13.74 and Blossom Tales at $7.49. What are your picks? Let me know in the comments down below. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day and staying safe and staying healthy out there. Hit that like button if you enjoy these videos and love knowing the sales when they are shooting to your Switch. I got you covered. I feel like we just had the summer sale, so next sale probably have more first party stuff. In the meantime though, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Stay safe and stay healthy, stay smart. I love you a lot. Until next time, SwitchForce out.